If you can hear me, please just show me a thumbs up before we get started. I just want to confirm whether everyone can hear me. Good morning. All right. Thank you. All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Those that are still joining, good morning. There is a hand up from Israel. Something that you want to say? Okay. If you have nothing to say, Israel, I'll just proceed. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Grace Kashivena, and I will be conducting today's cybersecurity awareness training. Just a few house rules before we get started. Please mute your mic throughout the session, or unless you have something to say, please raise your hand and I will give you the platform to speak. This session is 1 hour. You are welcome to interact, to share, comment, share, or ask questions. You are allowed. But because of time, we can always just keep it for the end of the session, for the Q&A for the end of the session. Right. To get started, as usual, before I just say what the session is all about, we usually play a video by the Minister of the Ministry of Information Communication Technology, Honorable Emma Theophilus, whereby she shares insights on why we have the cybersecurity awareness training and what the National Cybersecurity Awareness Strategy is all about. Bear with me as I share that video. Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear or if you can see the video.
With the evolution of information communication technologies, Namibia as a developing country is no exception to cyber attacks and cybercrime. The growing cyber attacks jeopardize the purpose of digital participation and connectivity, as well as the integrity of Namibia's critical infrastructure. The Namibian government seeks to build a cyber-resilient nation. Hence, in line with cabinet endorsement, the Ministry of Information Communication Technology developed the National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness-Raising Plan. The purpose of the awareness creation is to empower the nation's citizens with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions when faced with potential cybercriminal activities, whether in general or at the workplace. The national document is a step towards building cybersecurity resilience and digital security to enable an innovative Namibia and attainment of social and economic growth. With this plan, the nation is prepared to respond effectively to the threats or attacks on network systems and services. Namibia will reap benefits and economic opportunities presented by the use of ICTs on the condition that the country's citizens are ready, capable, and vigilant against the threats that include phishing attacks, ransomware, cyberbullying, and child online vulnerability. The National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness Raising Plan helps to safeguard the citizens' privacy educate and create awareness to safeguard the national critical information infrastructure, as well as ensure collaboration on cybersecurity to continuously improve the safety of vulnerable groups in the cyberspace. The scourge of cybercrime has the potential to negatively impact the nation's ability to achieve its developmental objectives. Namibia has encountered a rise in incidents of misuse of available internet platforms by criminals to carry out cyber attacks. These growing cyber threats disturb the purpose of digital participation and connectivity, as well as the integrity of our national critical information infrastructure. It is for these reasons that the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, in collaboration with South Essential Information Technology, is hosting a series of awareness creation sessions for the Namibian nation. I therefore urge you all to join the ministry and South Essentials efforts to participate in the sessions in order to be equipped with the necessary skills in order to be safe on the internet, protect our nation's critical infrastructure, and make informed decisions should you fall victim or help those who fall victims to cyber attacks.
Yeah, so that was just a message from the minister, just highlighting the importance of why we have the cybersecurity awareness training sessions and the relationship we have with them as well. Okay, just sharing my slide again. Okay, so on today's session, this is our first session. We have 3 more sessions for this quarter of the year before we resume again with week 1 or the first session. On today's session, we'll be looking at introduction to forms and types of phishing attacks. We'll be looking at local phishing attacks that we have experienced here in Namibia. We'll be looking at the definition of what is phishing and the types of phishing and how you should build zero trust when it comes to these types of attacks. And we'll do a quick team activity and a Q&A at the end of the session. A recap of last week's session, we looked at building immunity and resistance to cybercrime. We looked at, or we spoke about understanding the gaps in your security and closing it, how you should update your software or keep your software systems updated. We looked at, or we spoke about reading the terms and conditions before you click or agree on anything. We looked at, or we spoke about reviewing your online presence and your old posts on your social media platforms. We spoke about enabling multi-factor authentication on all your apps. And then we looked at creating strong passwords and why you should not use the same passwords for all your online platforms. One line we like to say is, you are the last line of defense. At the end of the day, the work lies with you. There's only so much we can teach you and only so much information we can share. But at the end of the day, the work lies with you. You need to do the work in reviewing your old posts, for example, or creating stronger passwords, the work, or you are the last line of defense. Local instances that we've experienced in Namibia, the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime has in the past warned that Namibian companies faced a high number of cyber attacks in recent years. In 2022, Namibia faced a 40% increase in reported cyber attacks, observed by Kamal Tour, acting head of cybercrime programs in Africa for the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes. So that just goes to show what Namibia is facing. We are not immune. Just because we are a small population does not mean we're immune to cybercrime. The cybercrime situation is getting worse actually in Namibia, with the prevalent trends of distribution and circulation of obscene and pornographic materials, defamation of character, cyberbullying, sorry, internet fraud, hate speech, and breach of privacy. The least common one is cyber terrorism. The image that you see here is a suspected hacker who was arrested in Oranjemund. This is an incident that happened a few years ago. The hacker was, I think, during the pandemic times. A suspected hacker was arrested in Oranjemund on Saturday. This is just a report from the Namibian on charges pertaining to cyber fraud amounting to 720,000 Namibian dollars. The suspect that you see there is Ricardo Nesta, a 30-year-old, a former police officer at Roshpina, allegedly hacked the emails of a Walvis Bay businessman and replaced the information in the victim's bank account with his own, according to Erongo Cybercrime Investigation Coordinator Rastus Ikuyu. So subsequently, he managed to transfer 720,000 Namibian dollars into his own account, which he then withdrew and transferred to a financial institution in South Africa. The alleged hacking took place in October 2019 and December 2019. So before the businessman noticed that hundreds of thousands of dollars were missing from his account, the police were informed, and this is why the hacker or the criminal was arrested in Oranjemund before he could escape the country. So those are just some of the crimes that we have experienced in Namibia and the statistics also in Namibia. But there's many out there. A lot of companies don't report the crimes or the situations they have experiences that they have experienced with cybercrime, just because usually because of reputational damage. They're scared that they will be that the public will view them as irresponsible or not taking the right precautions to protect themselves from cybercrime. So a lot of these incidences are not reported, but there is a lot happening out there in Namibia. What is phishing? Phishing is the fraudulent practice of sending emails purporting to be from a reputable company in order to induce individuals to reveal personal information such as passwords and credit card numbers. Phishing attacks is actually the #1 cybercrime in the world. In this slide here, we'll be looking at a video just to broaden the explanation of what is phishing. So what phishing does, or what phishing attack does, it exploits human nature. It triggers emotions. Cyber attackers work hard to exploit natural emotions such as fear, curiosity, helpfulness, greed, urgency, and more. They hope their target acts upon their feelings rather than think critically about a situation. So to protect yourself, do not let your emotions get the best of you. Become cyber aware instead. What are the types of phishing attacks that we have out there? These are just some of the common ones, but there is many, many, many out there. We have what you call spear phishing. Spear phishing is a it's email targeting specific team or department or individual. And then we have what you call clone phishing. Clone Clone phishing is cloning previous email you have received from a legitimate company. For example, maybe you've been receiving emails about your statement from your bank, for example, Standard Bank. So what the attacker does, they clone that email to make it look legitimate, and they clone that email for you to probably respond to them. So they clone that email, and then you think it's the original email, but it's not the original email. There's some elements maybe changed, like instead of Standard Bank with a A, it's an O, and you might not notice these things. Another attack is what you call whaling. This is email attacking executives, department heads, or managers. Then we have what we call voice phishing. This is voicemail message instructing you to browse to a malicious web link. And lastly, we have what we call SMS phishing. This is a phishing scam using SMS or text messages rather than email. So, what you need to know about phishing is that scammers are after your passwords, they're after your financial information, they're after your identity, and they're after your money. Why do we fall victim to these scams? Like we spoke earlier, they exploit human nature. So, they create urgency, they create a desire to please, they create greed in a person. You know, some people are desperate, some people don't have jobs, and they received an email that they have won a certain amount of money and they want to, find out more. And also knowing that they haven't entered for any competition, they still want to find out more, and they end up falling victim to these crimes. And they also build curiosity, complacency, and fear. So watch out for spelling and grammar errors, sender address, things that sound too good to be true. Beware of unsolicited messages like attachments and links and login pages. If you see something that is not right, inform another person, or alert somebody else, or alert the authorities, or alert the bank, for example, if you see that something is not right. Don't get hooked. 3 rules to avoid phishing cybersecurity attacks. Stop and think before clicking any links or attachments. If things look fishy, verify with the sender through a different medium. For example, if you received an email, like I said, from Standard Bank, and you feel like the email address is not the correct one, rather call the bank or rather Google the right email address that you usually work with. When in doubt, throw it out. You are the last line of defense. All right. So when we say zero trust, never trust, always verify. Verify, trust upon access to any network resource, and do it in real time. So today's session is actually very short. We've actually come to the end of our slides. But before we get to the Q&A, maybe we can do a quick team activity, like the one you see on your screen here. You get a phone call from the bank's number, and a person tells you your account has been compromised and they need to help you reset your password. What type of phishing is this? Anybody? What type of phishing attack is this?
Sorry, is it not the voice phishing? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, is
Sorry.
it not voice phishing?
Yeah, I agree. Voice phishing.
Okay.
Yeah, because it says
But
they get a phone call from a bank's number. So just that phone call is much phishing. Tells you your account has been compromised and they need your help to reset your password.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just give me just give me a second. Sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to go back to the previous slide just to
Is it not
show you.
slide 8?
Yes, I don't think I'm having some technical issues. Just give me a second. Yes. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, voice phishing is voicemail message instructing you to browse to a malicious web link, or it can also be referred to a fraudulent phone call or voice message designed to trick victims into providing sensitive information like login credentials, credit card numbers, or bank details. So the answer is correct. That is voice phishing. Thank you for that. And then this next one, what example of phishing attack is this one?
I think it could be SMS phishing.
Correct. Does does anybody want to comment? Does everybody agree it's text message? SMS phishing?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree. Yes. So this is what you call smishing. Smishing is a social engineering attack that uses fake mobile text messages to trick people into downloading malware, sharing sensitive information, or sending money to cyber criminals. If you can see here, the link to that text message, it's sent via WhatsApp. It's HTTP rather than HTTPS. That should also be a sign that it is not a legitimate web link, or it's not secure. So these are some of the signs that you should look out for as well. And then it says it's talking about winning something. Rather go search for it yourself than rather clicking on it.
I'm sorry, and I think we all know these come through, I mean, almost weekly on groups and,
Yeah.
where send this to 10 people and you can go into winning a car or winning this, winning that. It's happening all the time.
Yes, correct. All right. We've actually come to the end of our slides, but I'm just gonna play one more video. But while we wait for that video, are there any questions or comments or experiences that you want to share on this platform? Are there any comments, any questions?
Yeah, I just have a. I can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. So I just wanna tell maybe the 45 participants here
Yes.
that um, you know I'm usually on the internet, so it's not something new to me. I'm a gamer, so that's what I do. Um,
Hmm.
so there's one time this Brit, you know, uh, there's a saying in my culture: one fisherman sees another fisherman, you know,
Yeah.
and and this Brit tried to hack my gaming platform uh, account, eh? and I could what me and my brother did because we have a two-step authentication process in place. Yeah? What he actually thought he got the older, more redundant account version of ours. So we
Mm,
had what we did was we put up one account, but then that account has partial access to the main account. So what you actually see is a front. So to deceive and to deceive hackers.
mm,
So that is what we did. You actually created like a smoke screen. So and then we found out where this hacker is, and then we hacked his account. Until today, his account is disabled. and he's got, I think, plus minus maybe 400, 500 USD worth of games on that platform. So my word of advice to everyone is that um, uh, like our presenter said, don't let someone come to you trying to say, yeah, you want this money and what and what. If you know you didn't have a conversation with anyone previously about anything about relating to money or anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
then don't have the discussion online also, because then you
Mm-hmm.
know this is someone trying to deceive you. Because if it is not your agenda, then it's someone else's agenda, and then you will be at the mercy of that person's agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I think I agree
Thank
with
thank you,
him.
Dillings.
I think I agree with him in the fact that we've said before. I mean, if it's too good to be true, then it most probably is. So I agree
Yeah.
with you saying if you know you haven't even entered anything, when will you ever get a random money in your account or So I think it's just being a bit more wake up. If it is true, then I mean that person or that entity will contact you directly, to actually get you your prize or whatever. But I think as we've learned in these sessions, if it's too good to be true, then it most probably is.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. What you see now on your screen here is what we call a cyber threat alert. You can access it via our website, which is www.salt.na, www.salt.na, and then you go to contact us, and then you click on cyber threat alert. This is where you can report any crimes that you have experienced or others have experienced, and we share this on our platforms. We share this with our customers also to be aware of what is out there. I'm just going to leave it on the screen for you to take note. But now I'm just quickly going to share a quick video, still on phishing.
Phishing is a method of trying to gather personal information using deceptive emails and websites. Stay tuned for what you need to know about this increasingly sophisticated form of cyber attack. The goal of phishing is to trick an email recipient into believing that the message is something they want or need, a request from their bank, for instance, or a note from someone in their company, and to click a link or download an attachment. Fish is pronounced just like it's spelled, which is to say, like the word fish. The analogy is of an angler throwing a baited hook out there, the phishing email, and hoping you bite. What really distinguishes phishing is that attackers masquerade as a trusted entity of some kind, often a real or plausibly real person or a company the victim might do business with. It might be your boss, your bank, or a company whose software you use. Perhaps one of the most consequential phishing attacks in history happened in 2016, when Russian hackers managed to get Hillary Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta, to offer up the password to his personal Gmail account. How did they do it? The hackers sent an email warning Mr. Podesta that someone had his password and that he should change it immediately. Clicking on a link in the email took him to a fake login page. This is a classic ploy, and one all of us would hope we would see for what it is. But email scammers are constantly honing their craft, trying new pitches, and pulling new strings. One way to get familiar with their tactics is to study the email messages that scammers send. Here are a few real-world examples and how they work. 1. Your account has been hacked. The person sending this threatening phishing message found a group email that was publicly available on the company's site. Using that list to target the message was smart. Not so smart was the content of the message, in which the would-be attacker reveals a lack of understanding of how malware works. 2. Password reset. Taking advantage of the fact that no one wants to miss a paycheck, messages like this one aim to trick the user into revealing important data, often a username and password that the attacker can use to breach a system or account. 3. Payment request. This email has enough information specific to the target company to give even the most phishing-savvy recipients pause. The key to not getting caught in this trap is to know your company's processes and to be able to spot anomalies. 4. Charity donation. Here the scammer is counting on the greed and gullibility of the recipient. This theme of giving something away for free is a common one and preys on human nature. The key thing to remember is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Thanks for watching and stay.
All right, I'm just going to play one more video.
Hello, Grace.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to say also something that is that um, I think it's also a two-set. It's a mentality thing. Nah, I
Yes.
think the previous just the clip you played now, like studying the information that has been sent to you. Take your
Yeah.
time. Don't be rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time and read through it. Look for
Yeah.
final, like you said, HPTTS, PS. If it's not there, then you know it's already um, a scam.
Yeah.
Like take
Or
your
it's not
time.
a secure website.
Yeah, take your time to study the smaller details. Don't be rushed. One thing that I can tell you, Ne, is that hackers are very patient people. They're very patient, and they're just waiting for that one day that you just not paying attention. They in,
Yeah.
and you should take your time and always just be very secretive of your like people are asking, no, but what are you watching online? No, why do you want to know? For what?
Mm.
The less people know of you, the
The
better.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's just my two
Okay.
cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Delings. Okay, so I'm just going to play one more video, but this is for humor purposes, just to lighten the mood a bit, and then we can close off. All right. So just to close off the session, we usually have a test at every end, at the end of every session. We have a test that we share, but it's just to test your knowledge of what you have learned so far. And after you're done with the test, it also views your results just for you, so you can see how what you have learned so far from the sessions. And also we have what you call a WhatsApp bot. I'm just resharing my screen. Just hold on for me. The slides are still loading. Just bear with me. So I'm going to share the link to the tests in the chat box. You can click on that link and it will take you directly to the test form where you can fill in the answers and you'll get your results immediately towards the end of the test. While this is loading still, you can catch the ministry, MICT and SALT on our social media platforms, whether LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. If you have any questions or queries or collaboration that you maybe want to do, we are available for you. We also share our links to the sessions to register. We share them on our social media platforms every week. I don't know what slide is showing now. It's still loading on my side. But I've shared the link to the tests in the chat box. And then also we have iSecure bot, which is a WhatsApp bot. Maybe you have questions that you want to ask. You have questions that you want to ask, or you want to maybe see more videos on more trainings on cybersecurity. We have a WhatsApp bot. I'm just going to put the number on the screen. It's 085 173 2873. 085 173 2873. So whatever questions that you might have about cybersecurity, it responds to you immediately. Here on your screen, you can see the QR code in case you want to scan rather than getting the number. You can just scan. So what the iSecure bot, it offers an interactive platform for parents, children, and businesses to ask questions and receive information, guidance, links to training and informational videos, and so much more. So just test it out, send a message, and you'll get a response immediately. Here there's a QR code on your screen now for the test. In case you didn't see the link on the chat, here is the QR code. You can scan it as well for the test. All right, so we have come to the end of our session. Thank you so much for joining us, for participating, for interacting. We will share the recordings to the session. Maybe you've missed out on a few things. We'll share the recording, or you want to go back and revisit what was said. We will share the recording to this session with everyone here. We will share the link to the test as well. We'll share the link to the registration for next week's session. Before we end off, are there any more questions, any more comments? Any experiences you want to share?
All good from my side. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, also good from my side. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I shared the link to the test in the chat and the number to the iSecure bot. For those of you that didn't see, it's in your chat box. All right. So if there's no more questions, no more comments, thank you very much again for joining our session. See you next week, same time, same place. Have a great Friday.
Okay, thank you, Grace. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.